Eala earns it the hard way. From love 3 down first set. Lefty shape, stubborn defense, and smart claycraft to outplay the 31st seed, Wang Xinyu, under the statues. 6-4, 6-3 in an hour and 26 minutes. She avenges her semi-final Auckland loss where she fumbled match point in January to Wang and rolls into the...
Okay, stop. Whatever you're doing right now, just stop, because you need to hear about what happened in Rome today. And I promise you, by the time I'm done talking, you're going to understand why the entire tennis world is sitting very, very uncomfortably right now. A 20-year-old girl from the Philippines just walked into one of the most iconic sporting arenas on the planet, looked a seeded world-ranked professional square in the eyes, and took her completely apart. Not in a close match. Not in a lucky upset. She dismantled her, piece by piece, game by game, point by ruthless, calculated point. And the way she did it is honestly what makes this so chilling to watch. So let's go back to the beginning, because to truly feel the weight of what Alex Eala did today, you need to understand the full story. And it starts long before the first ball was struck on the red clay of Rome. Picture a 13-year-old kid from the Philippines, bags packed, heart pounding, kissing her family goodbye and boarding a flight to Spain. Not for a holiday, not for a short training camp. She was moving there, leaving everything she knew, every comfort, every familiar face, every piece of home, to chase something most people told her was an impossible dream. She landed in Mallorca and walked through the gates of the Rafa Nadal Academy, a place that is not built for comfort, not designed to protect your feelings, and absolutely not interested in excuses. That academy breaks players down and rebuilds them from the ground up. It teaches you that pain is not the enemy. Losing is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Quitting is. And the young girl from Manila absorbed every single lesson. She bled on those practice courts. She slid across the clay until her legs screamed. She served until her shoulder ached, and then she served some more. She was building something in Spain that the rest of the tennis world was not yet ready for. Now fast forward to earlier this year. Auckland, New Zealand, the ASB Classic semi-finals. Alex Eala standing across the net from Wang Xinyu, a 24-year-old Chinese powerhouse, sitting comfortably inside the top 35 players in the world. Wang is tall, physically imposing, the kind of player who generates effortless crushing power on fast hard courts. And on that day in Auckland, she used every bit of it. She edged out the young Filipina in a brutal 3-set battle, 7-5, 6-4. It wasn't a blowout. It wasn't easy. But Wang won, and that result stung. That's the kind of loss that follows you. You replay every point in the quiet moments before you fall asleep. You think about the shots you didn't take, the games you let slip, the moments where nerves crept in just a little too much. Most players carry that kind of loss like dead weight. But Alex Eala carried it differently. She carried it like a weapon. So when the draw came out for the Italian Open, and these two were set to meet again, the analysts had already made up their minds. Wang was rested after a first-round bye. She was ranked higher. She had already beaten Eala once this year. And the match was on clay, which, sure, sounds like it would favor Alex, but against a player of Wang's caliber and physical presence? Most people figured Wang would find a way to overpower her. What happened instead was something nobody had fully prepared for. From the moment Alex Eala stepped onto the Nicola Pietrangeli Stadium, something was different about her. There was no nerves in her movement, no hesitation, no looking around at the crowd or the statues or the grandeur of that magnificent old arena. She walked out like she owned the place, like she had already played the match 100 times in her head, and she knew exactly how it was going to go. And here's the thing about that stadium. If you've never seen it, imagine this. You're standing in the middle of this sunken oval of red clay, surrounded by tiered seating and towering neoclassical statues that watch the matches like stone-faced judges. The Roman wind swirls dust around your feet. The crowd buzzes in Italian, passionate and loud. It is an overwhelming place. It is supposed to make you feel small. Alex Eala looked like she was born to play there. The first game of the match set the tone for everything that followed. Wang stepped up to serve, expecting to control the tempo the way she always does, using her height and her flat ball striking to establish dominance early. But Alex W., as already inside the baseline before Wang's first serve had even crossed the net. She was reading the service toss, reading the body language, stepping in early and redirecting the ball with a heavy, looping topspin return that landed right at Wang's feet before she could set up for a clean ball. That's the thing about clay that changes everything. On a hard court, Wang's serve is a weapon. It comes off the surface fast and low and skids through. But on clay, the surface grabs the ball. It slows everything down just enough to give a quick, well-positioned returner that tiny extra fraction of a second. And that fraction of a second is all Alex Eala needs. She started breaking Wang's serve almost immediately, and she kept doing it, over and over and over again. By the time the match was finished, she had generated 11 break-point opportunities and converted 7 of them. 7 breaks of serve against the 31st best player in the world, in a straight sets match. Pause on that for a second. If you told any professional tennis coach that their player won 7 service breaks against a top 35 opponent in 2 sets, they would assume their player won the match comfortably. Wang actually broke Alex 4 times in return. 4 times. And she still lost, because every single time Wang managed to claw back a break and find some momentum, Alex immediately broke her straight back. There was no wobble, no panic, no moment where you could look at her and think, okay, the nerves are getting to her now. She just reset, refocused, and went back to work. Now let's talk about the serving numbers for a minute, because this is where things get genuinely remarkable. Alex hit 0 double faults in the entire match. 0. Not 1. Think about what that means in context. She was out there in the swirling wind of Rome, serving in the crucial moments of a tight match against a player who had beaten her already this year, carrying the weight of a nation watching from thousands of miles away, and she never cracked once on her own serve. Her first serve percentage sat at 76% across the match, which meant Wang was constantly facing a ball she had to deal with on Alex's terms. And on the second serve, the delivery that is supposed to be the moment of vulnerability, the moment where the returner smells blood and attacks, Alex won 62% of her second serve points. That number is almost offensive. It means that even in the moments where she was supposed to be under pressure, she was winning. She threw in a heavy-kicking left-handed second serve that bit into the clay and jumped viciously to Wang's weaker side, and Wang simply had no answer for it. Meanwhile, Wang was landing 73% of her first serves, a solid number by any standard, but she was only winning 36% of those points. 36%. Her primary weapon, the shot she built her whole game around, was being absorbed and fired right back at her with interest. Alex accumulated 37 receiving points, 1 across the match. She was eating Wang alive on the return. And look, Wang Xinyu is a good player. Let's be clear about that. She didn't get to 31 in the world by accident. On a hard court, on a fast indoor surface, this match probably goes differently. She was fighting. She was trying everything she could to stay in it. She won 4 breaks of her own, which is not nothing. But the clay was always going to shift the balance toward Alex, and Alex was always going to be the one most ready to take full advantage of that shift. The second set told the story most clearly. You could see the moment the match psychologically ended, even though they still had games left to play. Wang's shoulders dropped. Her footwork slowed. She stopped chasing the drop shots, stopped taking the extra painful steps to track down balls in the corners. The burning in her legs and lungs had reached a point where the body was making decisions the mind wasn't fully agreeing with. And across the net, Alex was still bouncing lightly on her toes. Between points, eyes sharp, expression completely unreadable. She looked like she could have played another 2 sets without blinking. That's what the Rafa Nadal Academy builds into you. That's what years of training under the Spanish sun does to a young player. You learn to find a kind of horrible peace in exhaustion. You learn to separate the screaming of your muscles from the clarity of your decision-making. You learn that the match is won in the moments when you feel like you have absolutely nothing left, and you dig deeper anyway. Alex went on a 4-game winning run in the second set that crushed whatever remained of Wang's resistance. She won 6 consecutive points at her most dominant stretch of the match. She was controlling the geometry of the court, pulling Wang wide with her heavy topspin forehand, opening up the opposite side, and then threading the down-the-line winner through the gap before Wang could recover. It was chess, not tennis. It was calculated, patient, and brutal. The final point of the match was perfect. Alex served out wide, dragging Wang into the doubles alley. Wang stretched for it, got the ball back, but weakly, a floating defensive slice sitting up in the middle of the court. Alex took her time. Small adjustment steps. Feet planted deep in the red clay. And then she unloaded an inside-out forehand winner that Wang never moved for. It was over. 64-63. The Filipina raised her fist, looked up at her coaching box with the calm, satisfied expression of someone who had just completed a very long piece of work, and the stadium erupted. But let's zoom out from the match itself, because the story here is so much bigger than a second-round result at the Italian Open. When Alex Eala plays tennis, she is carrying something that most athletes on tour simply don't have to carry. She's carrying over 100 million people with her. The Philippines is a country that breeds basketball and boxing. Those are the sports that fill arenas, that dominate conversations, that produce national heroes. Tennis has always existed on the margins there. But every time Alex walks onto a court, every time she slides into the corner and rips that left-handed forehand, something shifts. Streets in Manila pause. Group chats light up. People who have never watched a WTA match before find themselves suddenly knowing what a break point is, suddenly caring deeply about the outcome of a match on the red clay of Rome. She is not just playing for herself. She understood that from the age of 13, when she made that flight to Spain. She understood it every time she stayed on the practice court an hour longer than everyone else. She understood it every time she lost a match that hurt and chose to get back up and learn from it instead of retreating. In post-match interviews, she switches seamlessly between English and Tagalog, directly addressing the fans back home, thanking them in their shared language. That's not a performance for the cameras. That's a young woman who has never forgotten where she came from, no matter how far she has traveled. And she uses the weight of all of that, the flag, the hope, the expectations. She uses it as fuel rather than as a burden. That is an extraordinary thing to be able to do at 20 years old. So where does this leave us? Right now, the rest of the Italian Open draw is looking at the results from Pietrangeli Stadium with very different eyes than they were this morning. Players who might have looked at Alex Eala's name in their potential path and felt comfortable are rethinking that comfort. Because what happened today wasn't a flash of brilliance from a young player having the match of her life. It was a demonstration of a complete, fully formed, tactically sophisticated game plan executed with the precision of someone who has done this before, who knows exactly what she is doing, and who is nowhere near her ceiling yet. The heartbreak in Auckland has been answered. The years of sacrifice in Spain have begun to bear their fruit in the most public and undeniable way possible. The statistics will exist forever in the record books. 7 breaks of serve, 0 double faults, 62% of second serve points won. But numbers don't fully capture what it felt like to watch her play today. They don't capture the sound of that topspin forehand cracking through the Roman air. They don't capture the stillness in her eyes in the moments that mattered most. Alex Eala is not coming. She's already here. She is playing some of the most fearless, intelligent, and devastating clay court tennis this tour has seen from someone her age in a very long time. And she is only 20 years old. Remember that. Whatever she is building right now, we are watching the very beginning of it, and I genuinely cannot wait to see what comes next.